Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing well. It's been a minute. I say that every year when I upload my one video. So, why not include it here too? But it has been a while. I've been considering coming back and working on my YouTube channel and having it just as like a creative outlet, something for me to document where I'm at right now. And before I just started uploading things, I thought I would give you a quick update on me, so that if you choose to hang around or if you are new, you'll know what to expect. Last time I uploaded, I was still teaching full-time in California. I was teaching 10th grade world history and advanced placement human geography. I had that position for 3 years. Lots of growth, lots of things to reflect on. I uploaded a couple videos during my time teaching there, but honestly, things were so overwhelmingly busy the last few years that something had to go. And it's pretty much that simple. I love making video content. It's a creative outlet for me. Even little short videos over on Instagram. I really do it for myself because it's fun for me. I didn't want to stop uploading on YouTube, but again, something had to go. To give you some kind of background really quickly, in January of 2018, I started my first semester of my doctoral program. And I was uploading videos at the time. I was reflecting on teaching middle school history. I hadn't yet found a job in California. We had just moved there, just started my doctorate. I had some really fun opportunities in the summer where I was able to interview and have conversations with other teachers, which made it onto my YouTube channel. And then at the last minute, I saw a job posting about an hour from my house, and I decided to apply, and I got the job. Between still being full-time in my doctoral program, commuting an hour each way, my husband deployed again shortly after that, and teaching a new curriculum, I just couldn't have one more thing on my plate. I was already not sleeping as much as I should have. I was exhausted, and as much as this brings me joy, something had to go. And so over the last few years, my YouTube channel became less and less and less of a focus for me. I was really hoping to keep uploading on YouTube and to reach fellow teachers and doctoral students that were pursuing especially both at the same time, and it just didn't happen. Fast forward to today, so I taught there for 3 years. I just finished up in June, and in the first week of September, because of my husband's job, I'm a military spouse, we moved to Guatemala City, and we have been here for a couple months now. I am wrapping up the end of my 4th year. I am now a doctoral candidate. I'm right in the heart of my dissertation, data collection and analysis. I'm getting ready to do the final parts of that and transition over to writing the final 2 chapters. I don't necessarily have time on my hands, but I need that creative outlet in my life. I want to document the last 6 months of this doctoral journey, and I thought maybe it would be helpful to some of you. Now, after going through all of the coursework, the comp exams, the pre-proposal defense, the proposal defense, and now being in the dissertation, I feel like I have something of value to offer, and I feel sort of a responsibility to help people who don't have someone there for them, to help them access academia and what it's like to be a part of that. I didn't have anybody that could answer these questions for me. I didn't have anybody to tell me what to expect until I started working as a graduate assistant and a graduate research assistant. So I also had 2 jobs for the last few years. But that particular opportunity helped me become more confident. The imposter syndrome definitely has not gone away, but I've learned to manage it, and I am learning more with each step of this dissertation to see my own value and my own place in higher ed, in the research world, and in the greater field of education. While I don't know everything and there are lots of mistakes still to be made, I feel like I've come far enough in this journey now to where maybe you'll find it valuable. So I don't know how often I'll upload. We'll have to see. I would love to know if there's something that you are interested in that you would like for me to specifically address. I can't speak to all doctoral programs because they're all very unique. Even if you're getting it in the same field and technically the degree it appears the same, they're all going to be pretty different from program to program, school to school. That is something also that we can talk about if you want to. Just the importance of, if you choose to get a doctorate, don't just automatically choose because it says PhD or EDD. You really need to look into the program itself, the coursework, the professors, the expectations. Talk to people who have gone through the program, talk to a professor in the program if you're able to. There's just so much that people make assumptions about from the outside looking in that you really don't understand until you're in the midst of it. So those are the kind of things that I'd really like to share with you, particularly, you know, in relation to getting your doctorate in education. My background is in history. It was an interesting transition to go from that to education, but I knew that this was the path that I wanted. My doctorate is in curriculum and instruction. I have a specialization in curriculum and assessment. And so my research, I knew from the time I joined this program, because I was very much digging into research to figure out where I would go, what program I would be a part of. I knew that my research was going to be in history curriculum. I wanted to take my love and my passion for history, and then also the new passion that I developed once I became an educator for history curriculum in our K-12 schools. And I wanted to push that together to really customize the path that I wanted to pursue for my future. And so my research is on women's representation in California's 10th grade world history curriculum. It is through a critical feminist lens, narrowing it down to where I did, why I made that decision to look at this specific case, the reason I chose to do 3 current textbooks and standards and framework and teacher responses. There's so much, there is years that go into making these decisions and getting it approved by your committee. There's just so much that goes into it. I'm not changing. I'm still history with Tiffany, but things are going to look a little different on here. Because we moved to Guatemala when we did, I am not currently teaching. It worked out that this is the probably busiest, most intense semester of my dissertation process, just because I am collecting all the data, analyzing it, writing up chapters 4 and 5, prepping for my dissertation defense. Next semester will mostly be making suggested changes and edits to get it through quality assurance to graduate. It just worked out that we moved. I couldn't find a teaching job because of when we moved, and so this whole semester, so the next couple months, are just me focusing on my dissertation. I know a lot of you, especially when you're teachers, you're coming on YouTube to see other teachers, but I thought maybe this would be of value to some of you, even if you are a doctoral student candidate or you are planning to be and you're not in the field of education. You may find some value here, so hopefully that's the case. I also would really like to do a series where I'm just talking about topics in education once a week, and that's something that I'm looking into, like whether that would be pulling up a couple current research articles from the last 5 years and maybe talking about those, because I know we all want to be immersed in current research, but we don't always have the time for that. Or maybe topics also that I'm seeing around social media, things like that, maybe pulling in some research or some multiple perspectives on those things. It's interesting. It's fun to stay on top of that stuff. It's important to stay on top of that stuff, but I know we don't always have the time to really dig into it, so maybe I can make the time here. I feel like this I'm coming back is all over the place, but hopefully it makes sense. I think that's enough for this one. I will see you all in the next one, probably a vlog, and then we'll just go from there. Bye y'all.